Okay, good afternoon. We're in the town of Winter Park, which is right below the ski area. You might be able to see some of the ski slopes up here. In the Rocky Mountains in Colorado. It's November 9th. Ski season will be starting up soon. And I'm driving FSD Beta 10.4, and we're going to test it out over the mountain pass that comes in from Denver to Winter Park called Berthoud Pass. This will be divided up into two videos. The first video will be heading up the mountain, and then the second video will be down from Berthoud Pass down to the town of Empire, which leads to Interstate I-70. So if you've watched the FSD videos before, if the blue steering wheel is on, if it's blue, it means the car is doing everything unless I happen to intervene by touching the accelerator. If it's gray, it means that I'm driving the car. So even though I have my hands on the wheel, which I need to do because this is not an autonomous system, it's not production software, it's beta software level 2. Even though I have my hands on the steering wheel, if this is blue, it's making all of the turns. So we've got about 12 miles up to the pass. The altitude there is 11,300 feet. We're at about 9,000 right now. So what I'll do when we hit, we're going to hit some hairpin turns that under the old production autopilot software really required, if I ever tried doing it, and I tried a few times, I'd have to drop the speed down to 15 miles an hour, and it was still very jerky doing some of these 15 mile an hour switchbacks, 15 and 25 mile an hour switchbacks. So we'll see how it does on the more sedate areas like this where we're just doing straightaways. I'll just speed through it unless I see something interesting along the way. So I'll go ahead and speed up the video now. Hopefully we'll keep this to 6 or 7 minutes. Okay, we're coming up to the turnoff here for parking for the actual ski area. See the parking lot off to the right. There's more parking below. The car has decided it wants to pass the vehicles here because I have the speed limit set to 62. So it automatically turned on the turn signal, and then that's the first issue. We had a brake for no necessity. So I'm going to get around this car and then get back in the right lane, and we'll let the car drive. Close to the first switchback. The speed limit, independent of switchbacks, is 45. I'm going to keep it to 50. So we're going to come into this switchback. So I'm going to drop it to 45 just on the first one to make sure it can handle this. So it's recommending a turn of 25 miles an hour. It dropped down to 20 on its own. It's doing all the steering. Much less jerky than the existing production stack. Alright, I'm just going to leave it at 50, and if I have to intervene, I'll let everyone know. So we've got now kind of just a 35 mile an hour turn. No issues, it's staying centered in the lane. these sections I'll jump up to 55. Drop it to 50 as we hit the 25 mile an hour or less. Switchbacks. Maybe even 60. Alright, we're coming into a 25 mile an hour turn. I'm just going to leave it at 60. Let's see what it does. Dropping the speed. We're now going 26 around this curve, staying centered in the lane, no issues. See how it accelerates out of the apex of this turn. Up, it wants to go over to the left lane. I'm going to intervene. Got a truck behind me. I'm going to get a little bit further ahead, so he may want to go faster around these turns. So I'm driving now. We've got the gray steering wheel. Alright, let's get back into self-driving. Back down to 55 miles an hour. This 35 mile an hour S curve at 55.